Hey, how's it going, everybody? How's it going, traders? Welcome back to another stream. Hopefully everybody's doing good tonight. Yo, what's good? What's good, Vince? Welcome in, welcome in. How we doing, traders? Good, good? Yo, what's good, guys? Welcome in. Welcome in. Let's have a good stream, y'all. Let's do this. We're excited. We are excited. Let me just send this announcement to Discord. Boom. Here we go. Make sure y'all are in the Discord so that y'all can know exactly when we go live. But obviously y'all are here early, so maybe not y'all, but just generally be in the Discord. Yo, what's good? Mr. Mochi, Cody, Alon, Low, Knight, Liddy, Cup. Just got paid. Kevin in the house. Ricky back in here. What's good? Seen a lot of y'all showing back up. Appreciate y'all, guys. Thank y'all. Lamanco. Yo, it's good, Geyser. Tej in here. It's Discord link. I got you. I got you. All right, guys. Anybody taking any trades yet? Let me know. Get you on the Discord right there. All right. We're just looking at everything right now, so give me a second here. Yo, what's good, Cut? Welcome back. How was y'all's week, man? We're wrapping up the week. We have it was an early week, or a quick week. I had a pretty good trading week, man. I strung together a couple green days in a row. Like the whole week is green so far. I know it's only been 3 days, but it's nice to go on little streaks, man. To get hot and go on go on a little bit of a streak is cool. I know it's only 3 days, but I think even a couple days last week were green. So I've been green, I think 5 or 6 days in a row. It just feels nice, man. And it's because I sized down a little bit, which is cool. Whatever. I don't care why, but it's cool to get a couple green days together. All right. Do we have any news or anything that we missed in the couple hours that the market was closed? Yo, it's good, Fade. I don't think we really missed anything. We probably do get a headline tonight, to be honest. I would not be that surprised. All right, so let's go look at some higher time frames, see what has happened on NQ. We got a rally to the upside on NQ, and then we kind of just held that the higher end of this structure all session, which is, if we can hold a higher low and hold near that high after a really strong day, then that's bullish. So that's cool. Let's look at oil and gold as well. I'm pretty sure oil is doing really well. Yeah, oil is same thing with oil, man. Except you could argue that oil had maybe a little bit more controversy with this really aggressive pullback, and we just bought right back up. So maybe that speaks to crude's resilience a little bit more than NQ's, but that correlation is not as correlated as it used to be. So it's interesting. Crude is up right now. Where do y'all think oil's headed? 120? Is oil like frozen? Because I swear, oh, it's closed. Oil's closed. Really? Huh. Oil and gold closed? You're joking. You're not joking. Well, what are we doing here then, guys? Why are they closing all our markets, man? We want to trade. They're only letting us trade the crappiest market so they can rob us. What kind of crap is that, man? Sure, what's good, Charlie? Nah, Bitcoin's open too, chat. Don't sleep on. We can either trade Bitcoin or NQ. We're cooked. We already lost this session, man. We are already red. Might as well. No, we'll get a good trade going. We'll get a good trade going, guys. We got top of the hour in 3 minutes. 3 minutes. If y'all are just joining in, man, hit the like button. Let's run it up. Let's run it up. Let's run it up. It feels awkward to not constantly be going and looking at these other symbols. I might as well unplug my keyboard because I'm not going to be able to do that. Trade NASDAQ. Yeah, we're going to have to trade NASDAQ. So this hourly candle close here and that new one open up real quick. All right, NQ's trying to push a little bit. It's only like 10 points. Trying to push a little bit. Big holiday tomorrow. Do you think price action will be choppy? I think usually you would expect it to be choppy, man, but anything can happen. I mean, we are in turbulent markets. Turbulent markets. Taking a break from trading, building up my bankroll. Okay, bro. Nice. Nice. The spread is about 3 ticks. So you're immediately 3 ticks out of the money if you get into a trade. So if you take a trade with a mini, you are immediately down about 15 bucks immediately. Gold or oil, yeah, they're closed. Those markets are closed. The only thing open right now is NQ. See, I'm used to checking on it. How do you tell how much the spread is? Oh, it's very easy, bro. So the spread is just the difference between the bid and the ask. It's the difference between that, right? It's how wide the separation is between those two. So the easiest way to do it is just go to the DOM or your order book and see like what the current bid is, which is this 222.75 and then 223.50. So as we can tell, it's about 3 ticks, right? 25 cents is considered a tick, so it's 75 cents or 3 ticks. That's the easiest way to do it. Go find some type of level 2 or the DOM and find out what the bid is and what the ask is, and then just do the quick math. But understanding what a tick is on NQ is important. A tick is the minimum amount that it can move. So it's 25 cents is a tick, right? And currently the separation between the two is 75 cents. So 3 ticks. You're confused? How are you confused? Okay, just don't overthink it, bro. Somebody asked what the spread is. Don't overthink it. They asked what the spread is, so we need to understand what the... Okay, what does that question mean? What is the spread? The spread is the difference between the bid and the ask. Okay? There's a buyer or a bidder. There's a seller or an asker. Right? And they both name their prices. In this case, because there's not a lot of participation, not a lot of trading volume in the market, the spread, the difference between the bid and the ask, is wider, larger. So if you want to be a buyer, in other words, you're you know what I mean? You want to be a buyer, you have to go find a seller. You got to go to the ask, right? And buy from a seller. And at this moment in time, because the market's not very liquid, it's going to cost you, right? You got to go and get their order. It's going to cost you 3 ticks. That's the spread. Now, if this was New York session, if there's a lot more volume in the market, then it would only cost you 1 tick. But because there's not a lot of volume being traded right now, there's not a lot of buyers and not a lot of sellers, they're naming their price, right? They're being more stingy. So it costs you 75 cents. That's what the spread is. Hopefully that makes sense. And you can find out the spread by looking at the bid and the ask. If you do the math on it, they are 75 cents apart. Your top step X is not working. It is, bro. You're probably just looking at crude or gold, which are both closed. I don't know why. It's the largest spread you've ever seen. You'll see larger spreads in like stocks that don't have a lot of liquidity. But an NQ, usually 75 cents is pretty maybe like $1 or maybe 4 ticks, $1. Man, this shit is sideways. Not that I'm surprised by that, but see, now the spread is only, no, it's still 3 ticks. It looked like maybe it was 2 ticks for a second. Never mind, I get it. Do you really get it? Because I can explain it again. I'm trying to work on being a better educator. Let me try again. I can try to explain it again. Let's do this again. Spend the whole stream explaining what the spread is. Where are you checking the spread? Guys, you just do it on the DOM. You just do it on your, you do it on level 2 or just like your order book. You should, most platforms are going to give you, you look for something like this, where you can see the active bid and the active ask. And then just say, okay, I'm looking at 4226.25 and 4226.75. So that means there's a that means there's a 75 cent difference between the buyer, the nearest buyer and the nearest seller. Is a 75 cent difference. So it costs you this amount of money to get into a position, no matter what. That's how much it costs you. If you're a buyer, you're a bidder. If you're a seller, then you're asking. Just like this. If you're a buyer, like on any auction, right? Have you ever been on eBay? Okay, I'm bidding on this. I'm bidding on this. I'm a buyer. I want to buy it. I'm bidding. And if you're a seller, you're saying, okay, I'm asking for this much. I'm asking for this much. That's all it is, guys. Very simple. You ever been on Facebook Marketplace? How much you asking for it? Right? How much you asking for it? If I'm at, you know what I mean? How much you asking for it? Oh, okay, they're selling it. How much you asking for that old 1994 piece of junk Chevy? Trying to think. Anyways, they'll probably overcharge. No one should be trading if they don't know these basics. That's true. You probably should not be trading. But I am happy to teach y'all about these things. But I do not advise you trade if you don't know what the spread is. You can definitely go practice, but I wouldn't put real money on the line. Okay, bro, I'm going to explain it real simple one more time. The spread is whenever you spread them open. I'm just kidding. That's the real spread. Just kidding. We're going delusional. We can't look at any other market but NQ, man. Do we need to hit the like button today? Yeah, man. If y'all only if you want. I want to get a trade going, but we literally could probably just flip a coin. How can we ask for a specific price while trading? Oh, bro, okay, you need to, okay. All right, very simple, man. We're gonna do this the whole session, shit. So how do you get a specific price instead of just hitting the big green button and just getting into the market at whatever the market price is, okay? You're either gonna get into the market, you're either gonna get into a trade at the market price, which is you going and right, if I wanted to buy right now, I'm gonna pay what the seller is willing to sell it to me at. So right now, look at the DOM right now. See that it's 221.25. If I hit the buy button right now, I would get in at 221.25. That would be me. That's just me hitting the big green button. That would be me putting in a market order, right? I'm just hitting the buy button. I'm getting in at what the market is currently trading at right now. You can do that. And then your question is, well, how do you get in at a more specific price? I don't want to just get in, just because this candle's green or red. I have hopefully some more analysis behind my trading than just hitting the big green button whenever I see a red candle. Then you would be a limit buyer. Let's just assume you're a buyer. And every platform has a different way to do this, but for Top Step, it's very easy. Navigate to say maybe, just for an example, say I want to buy off of this support level, right? So I'm gonna take my cursor and I'm gonna come down here, and if price comes down here, I want to buy it down there. I don't want to buy it here yet. I want to wait till it approaches that support level. Right click, you can come down and hit limit buy, and now you're a limit buyer. Instead of a market buyer, you're a limit buyer, right? So you are now, hold on a second. How do you get level 2 on this shit? I don't mind doing this. I want to get better at kind of the teaching aspect of trading, because I don't mind doing this. Would it be time and sells? No, I don't think it's... How do you get like true DOM? Is it the deep DOM? Okay, here. So look at this. So where are we? We're at 190? Oh, that's in queue. So look, bro, we're right here. See this? This is my order. There's 22 other bozos who want to buy down here with me. These are buyers. These are bidders. Right? All of these numbers here are buyers that have active orders in the market, right? Limit orders that want to buy at lower prices, right? You can see this goes from 200s to 190s. So as the price decreases, these guys are looking to buy, right? So these are all limit buyers. This is how you get in, at a specific price instead of just hitting the big green button at market. Cool. So that's that. That's that, right? And these are all seller. These are all these dummies right here that are transacting right here. I mean, some of them are limit order players, but most of them are just bozos hitting the big green and red button at market, which is nothing wrong with doing that. But these are market order traders. They're right here. They're getting active. Right? Some of these are limits getting filled, but I'd say probably half or maybe a little bit more are just hitting the big green and red button. They're getting in right now because they can't wait because they're not patient. And then everybody up here, look, they're being patient and they're waiting to get their limit orders filled. So that's how you do it. What are you talking about limit orders? I think we did a good job explaining that. All right, what are we waiting for here? We got no other market to look at. What is the chart? Oh boy. That might actually be too simple to explain. I might have issues explaining that. Did you trade New York today? I did trade New York today. Did y'all trade New York today? How'd y'all's day go? Hi, what's good, Sam? Make sure y'all are hitting the like button if y'all are in here. Appreciate the content. You're up 100. How? Y'all must be sized up. I did get an alpha. I did get an alpha eval with that 50% off code. You can get 50% off. I think it ends tonight. It may have already ended, but definitely check. Code BPC50 on Alpha Futures to get 50% off. I'm trying to sign in, and it's giving me trouble. Give me 1 second, guys. I don't know why, but I can't trade on the account. I don't know why. Kind of lame. Trying to pass this eval. Yeah, I want to trade my eval, but it won't let me. It won't let me, like, it's just not working. Match 50 works. Chat, use code BPC50 instead. Same exact price. It just helps me, helps you. Same exact discount. Same exact discount. They having issues? Okay, yeah. I did see something about that. Hey, Raj, appreciate the follow. Appreciate that, Maxim. Where's your dog? I don't know. I don't let them upstairs. They poop up here. Why are orders feeling like so randomly? 7 first, and then 20, then 3. Because Greg might want to buy 7 contracts, and George might want to buy 20 contracts, and David might want to buy 3 contracts. It's never going to be a consistent number of contracts on the bid and ask. It's always going to feel pretty random. So that's pretty typical. Yo, what's good, Tommy? And as a matter of fact, let me see something. Okay, that's kind of interesting. Look at this. What do y'all think about this? They got a volume profile for. They have a volume profile for the DOM. It's kind of cool. Yo, Daniel in the chat. What's good, bro? It's been a. You were live today. I was going to swing by that, man. What is good? How's it been? Living life, bro. Good to see. Bro's living life. Think NQ wants to take it again, guys. I think NQ wants to float around like a ferry. We don't have any volume to do much else, to be honest. I think we're gonna float around like a ferry. I think we look to take a range trade. Look, be happy with 10 points, pretty much. $10 a.m. candle fried you. You know what? 10 a.m. candle. Let me this one right here. Yeah, I did okay today. I did okay. Yo, Katez, appreciate that, man. Yo, Headwing with the follow. Yeah, we did some damage today. Oh yeah, we did some damage today. No, I didn't get destroyed by that 10 a.m. candle, but I did get destroyed by the range that formed right after. But I ended green, so it was good. Why 90% of the traders didn't trade that huge candle? What huge candle, man? I don't know. I don't know. Um, I don't really get my morning started until, yeah, like I don't really get my morning started until after like 9:30ish. I don't trade any of this good price action. I wait till right here. Man, we were chopping to pieces right now. Anybody trading this right now? Is the Nikkei open? There's got to be some more markets open. Let's trade something exotic tonight, shall we? Let's trade. Damn, we can't even trade lean hog? Oh, man. Can we trade the Mexican peso? Trade something crazy. Yeah. It's actually a one-time code for that. Shit. Hopefully you didn't already buy two. It is one-time code for that 50% off. Just a one and done. Don't trade NKD on the live. Thing is wild. How much is it? What happened to my practice account, by the way? Did they just get rid of those? I guess we just don't have that anymore. Can we get a $1,500 day today? Probably not today. Not gonna lie, today's probably not the day to try to make 1,500 bucks. Maybe Sunday night though. That will be a wild one. You're gonna be here Sunday night. That will be a wild session. I'm not gonna lie. I imagine that'll be pretty wild. Probably have like 3 days of headlines that come out. See how the market reacts. When you open a live account, is that your money refunded? When I open a live account. So if we're talking about this account, this is a live account with a prop firm. So technically it's their capital. But not really. Like, if I wanted to take this all out, I could take it all out. What's the alpha code? Code BPC50. BPC50. It's 50% off one account for the next, I think it ends tonight. Until what time tomorrow? I think with Top Step they said 8 a.m. Be out of your trades by 8 a.m. Holy chop fest. I mean, it's hard to even get like a 10-point range right now. It's hard to even get a 10-point range right now, which is like bare for me. That's like bare minimum. If we're gonna trade a range, I at least need 10 points on NQ, which is not a lot. Yeah, that's what I figured too. I know it's, once again, with like the news, anything can happen. Up 450, dude. Honestly, if you want my suggestion, is take that shit and lock it up. I think if you're green right now, that is a W. I would be ecstatic if I could make 200 bucks right now. In this, what is that? China Central Bank injects 1 billion yuan via 7-day reverse repos at 1.4%. You take a trade yet? Nah, bro. I'm struggling to even find 10 points to try to snipe a trade on. Like, we can't even get... I expected it to be slow, but... Jeez, man. I mean, damn. What are the chances of NQ moving 100 pips? 0, because NQ doesn't move by pips. It moves by ticks. This is futures, not Forex. So technically there's a 0% chance that NQ is going to move any amount of pips. No, but real talk, this is futures. So what you probably understand to be pips is actually called ticks over here. And 100 ticks would be 25 points. It's not impossible. It's not impossible. Yo, good to hear that, Gary, bro. W. I wonder if there's any edge at all to like looking at the DOM whenever there's this little volume. So yeah, this is cool right here. I'm not gonna lie, this is pretty cool. There's a volume profile on the DOM. So if we do hold this range, some of the volume is thin down here through the 200s, and then it thickens up again right there, like mid to high 190s. So we could see that maybe as a potential support level, another 10 points lower. Then it gets pretty thin. But this is all on the session, so I don't even think we traded in the 80s so far today. Yeah, not much. I'd want to be a buyer like 190, 195 maybe in here. Towards the edge of that, the bottom of that volume, where that volume starts to taper off a little bit. You think it'll reach below 150? Anything can happen. I think that would be a bit of a stretch. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised at some point tonight if we don't get there, but I'm not really seeing any short-term volatility that would push us to 150 very quickly. Of course, unless we get a headline, which I would not be surprised to get a headline. This spread is starting to tighten up a little bit. We now have a 50-cent spread, so it's more cost-effective now for us to trade. The spread is now 50 cents instead of 75 cents. It's good, Coach Fred. Yeah, crude's closed. Crude's closed, Stephanie. Crude is closed. I know, it's horrible. It's a shame. Hey, appreciate that, Mike. Appreciate that, Mike. Appreciate everybody in the YouTube chat hanging out with me, hitting the like button. I know it's a little bit boring. But man, you got to adapt to the market environment. And right now, the market environment is not one where I feel like you can just go willy-nilly pressing buttons. We got to be patient, man. I think if we can be patient, we might catch a bit of a trade. But that's to be determined. I might become a buyer in the 90s, depending on what the price action looks like down there. So NQ collapsing. No, NQ's not really moving too much. In fact, I almost wanted to say it's frozen, but it's not. I kind of like looking at the DOM a little bit. It's kind of fun. I like how they added that volume profile. I feel like that wasn't always there, or maybe I just didn't know what it was back then, but that's a cool thing to have. That is a cool thing to have, I'm not gonna lie. Can we, can I do this by point and not by tick? Can we do this by point and not by tick? Yeah, AG. Yeah, it was a combination of, what's the question? Yeah, through multiple different prop firm companies, with a mixture of some sim funded accounts and some live accounts, Tradeify live accounts, Top Step live accounts, Take Profit. Actually, no, I didn't take any Take Profit Trade or live account payouts. But yeah, just a combination of using a whole bunch of different prop firms. Can you explain how you really use the DOM? I'll make a more detailed video about that. You know what? I don't really use the DOM. It's just things are moving so slow that I'm just looking at it out of boredom. I'm just looking at it out of boredom. But essentially, you would use it to see how stacked some of these opposing orders are. Like if I'm in a buy position, right? If I see like a really large selling order up here at 214, then maybe I would be a little proactive, and as price approaches that level, right? If we have like 200 contracts here, you know what I mean? There's likely going to be some rejection there as that seller gets filled, right? So maybe you'd be proactive and get out of your position a little bit. But right now, just out of boredom. You use a tablet to trade. That's cool, man. I've got a tablet too, but I don't really take it around. It's nice to have. You got to have a big screen. A tablet's a good. I've got my tablet. I've done some trading on the tablet. Any reason why Pro Plus didn't materialize for you? Wait, ask that question again. I don't really understand the question. Are you talking about the are you talking about Take Profit Trader live account? Yeah, well, I mean, so Take Profit Trader, the live account's great because you can get 5 of them, so it's awesome, and it's uncapped daily payouts. It's amazing. The only thing that they do differently, which I feel like a lot of people don't realize because it is such a good live program, is that they don't give you a balance. They don't give you a balance to take over into the live account. So you essentially have to build it up from zero and get past that drawdown. You pretty much have to do what you did in the eval, and then you did what you did in the funded stage. Now you have to do it for a third time in the live stage, which I could have done, but I just probably went on a losing streak and just had too much size and blew the live accounts. But that is one thing that Take Profit Trader live accounts, they don't give you a transfer balance. How my Top Step account gave me transfer balance, my Tradeify live account gave me transfer balance. TPT doesn't do that, which is fine because there's a lot of other great pros about those accounts. Like being able to trade 5 of them is badass. Your head and body does not match. What are you talking about? What do you mean? My head and body doesn't match. Head looks small. Man, y'all crack me up. Maybe it's my broad shoulders. All right. Like we said, we might be a buyer down here where this the volume profile on the DOM is pretty damn cool. But we've got some volume supporting here in the 90s, so maybe we try to do that right before it starts to thin out a little bit, and then if we start trading through this really light volume level, just get out of that bad boy. Maybe we try that. But if we are gonna range, then yeah, just like all what the volume profile traders say, right? I'm still learning a little bit myself, but trade at the edges, right? Trade at the edges, right? This is where most of the volume is being traded. Price is concentrating, in this zone. So if you get to the bottom of it, right, then you can get in there and it'll act as a level of support, more or less. So if you have So if you have, for example, 10K in Pro and you move to Pro Plus, you lose the 10K. You take a payout on it. And then they lock up like half of it, but you take a payout on the other bit of it, and then you move to a live account, and you have to pretty much do what you did again in the funded account. But at the same time, it's uncapped daily payouts. You can copy trade up to 5 you can have 5 live accounts. That's badass as shit. 5 live accounts with TPT. Use code BPC on TPT. In fact, that needs to be my goal, man. I won't fucking get to that. 5 live accounts, bro. 5 live accounts. Imagine having 5 live accounts and copy trading them and just making $100 on one account, and then it copy trades. You made $500 in a day. Man, if y'all can make $100 in a day, like how confident are you can make $100 in a day? Back against the wall. I mean, not even, because you wouldn't even be stressing. Like, it's $100 a day. You know what I mean, man? And then if you have 5 live accounts, that's $500. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Easier said than done, I know, of course. But it is a lot easier to do really well trading whenever you don't, you know what I mean? Like your goal isn't anything crazy. It's like a simple $100. I'm not gonna do anything irrational. Try to make $100. Yeah, one micro all day one micro, and with one micro, man, and you would catch some big trades too. Mamma mia! We'll buy this bad boy once we get down to 90s. Looking for this support to hold. You passed a 50k eval yesterday using one micro. No way. One micro. Austin blew the live, bro. Damn. That's okay, man. That's okay. It's all good, bro. It's a different. It's tricky. It's a tricky thing. The live accounts are definitely different. What fun new rules is Top Step? I don't know. I have no clue. I have no clue. I don't know exactly what's going to happen with that. Yeah, so Top Step bought out the futures desk. I've traded with them one time. Blew the counts. Duh. But I don't know. Finished passing 2 TPT today. That's a W. No better accounts to pass. Never heard of them. Yeah, they weren't one of the more popular ones. But they were more like I don't want to say legit, but you know, more, I don't know. I think that's why Patak liked them. They're more like by the book, you know what I mean? I don't know how to explain it. Like Trade Day or something they remind me of. So yeah, how's that gonna happen? Like, does the futures desk become like? How does the merger happen? Like, what happens? Like, the company just liquidates, and like, what happens to it? Like, what are you buying if it's just liquidate? I don't know. Like, what's happening to it? Because what I would be interested in is maybe if I could get a couple futures desk XFAs right here under this live account and copy trade them. I don't think I know. I would like that. That would be cool. If this dumps, I pass my combine. I'll be praying for you. I'll be praying for you. Let it dump. I think we all want to see something happen. Let it dump. I know you're leveraged to the tits, though, if you're literally saying if it dumps, I pass. How much contracts do you have on? Don't lie. How many contracts you got on? Four in queue. Bless up, brother. Are those VWAP band thingies still working for you this week? Yeah, man, you have to understand whenever price is likely to range and when it's not likely to range. Because you don't want to try to be trading those deviation bands in a trend. But they do work. They work really well whenever the 1 deviation band works really well and that 2 deviation band works really well. The thing is they don't have it on Top Step. So that's kind of... I don't know why they don't have it, but maybe it's too good of an indicator. Yeah, those standard deviation bands work pretty well. I'm on the top step Dom right now, but not seeing the level 2. I've seen Drysdale's work, but yeah, the bends work. The bends work. His stuff is good, but yeah, the bends work. They're like a substitute for volume profile, kind of. Like just trading around value, the highs and lows of value. Hold on, I want to get to a question. Oh yeah, yours. You're not seeing the Dom? Yeah, whenever I have it up on the right side, it doesn't show me the Dom. I don't know why that is. Can you show us the level 2 on Top Step to see if it's worth? This is the level 2. The Defa Market is the level 2. This is it right here. Guys, once again, I don't really use this too much. I mean, I can make a video about it. It's not something if I'm going to use it, it'll be tucked in here. It's just the markets are really slow right now, so we're bored and we're looking at it. Level 2 is paid. Y'all don't have level 2 on like an XFA? Y'all don't have the level 2 on an XFA? Really? That's surprising. Ah, I did not know that. Yeah, y'all don't need it. That's interesting though. It's an add-on. I didn't even know they had add-ons like that. Yeah, I mean, I guess I get it when I pay for data, so I guess I get it. Said it's done. We have to pay extra. I pay like $300 for data a month, so that's that. How much is it to pay for level 2? $7? Yeah. Try paying 300. This is a $300 DOM right here, chat. It does come free with the live account, but you're not going to be able to trade on the live account unless you pay for data on the live account. And the data on the live account is expensive. Yeah, they'll give you one for free. Dude, I appreciate y'all just hanging out with me despite it's not really trading, but we just haven't seen anything good, and you know, this is part of it. This is part of it, man. This is very much part of it. Hey, happy you're here, 44. 44 Punisher. Is this my dump? We're moving. Let's see if we can get under 200s. Were you on with Dakota and Jay? Yeah, I was on there on Tuesday. Say that again. CPT offered you the Pro Plus and TradeAvate said nah. Oh, because TradeAvate's not working right now? Yeah, I wanted to pass my Alpha account and it didn't let me trade today or tonight. They said it'll be fixed tomorrow, but mayhem. Do you like the order book? Yeah, I mean it's good. I mean, we'll see if when we take this trade here, if we get to 190s and we take this trade here, if it works, I'll say it's good. Oh crap. Hold on. Yep, Alpha Futures 50% off code BPC50. I think it ends tonight at some point, probably in a couple hours. All right, this is where our volume is most concentrated, right here around that 196 level. You'd want to see reaction right there. It did hold on that initial little attempt to flush. It did hold it. All right, I'll probably do a one and done here. We'll look for 10 points. We're buying this on the edge of that profile on the DOM. We'll try this out. If it works, great. We'll look for 10 points. 10 point stop, 10 point TP. Just kind of look for this to rotate back to the 200s. Simple stuff. Can you find the point of control here on the DOM? It would be 210. See, I imagine this would be very tricky to keep up with all of this in real time whenever markets are really moving, but when it's this slow, use fixed range profile. No, yeah, traditionally, right? But isn't the point of control just the most traded price, right? 210. Or the most volume traded. Right now it's 210. Can we get in there? Imagine we just trade low volume all night, and then as soon as it approaches my buy limit order, it just flashes. Could you imagine that? I could. We're just like snelling, just crawling across the screen at 0 miles per hour, and then as soon as we want to get into this entry, it's going to go like this. Flash out. Be nice to me. What makes you want to go long right there? Yep, we have support here where we have support here at 190s. It's also at the edge of this volume profile here, so typically you do see buyers start to participate a little bit more actively on the edges of the volume profile. And we're just looking for a little 10-point scalp here, but buying support essentially. Just buying support, looking for a range trade. We're pretty extended off session highs as well, so I don't mind that. We are 60 points down. Call it 70 if we can get filled here, and then just look for a little 10-point pop off of the edge of this volume profile here. Could happen. It will. I'm sure as soon as we try to get into this market, it's going to fly. I'm sure we'll fly here. Come on, bro. This is insane. The 3 minis? Nah, bro. Not a chance. Three micros. What's your TPT like right here? 10 points. See if we just flash through here. I've got the order. It's still in at 192, but I don't know who I think I am, but like what if I could react early enough to like drag this order? Like as I see the DOM start to sell off a little bit. Like imagine I'm quick enough to like pull this order like a little bit lower. What am I trying to do, bro? Who do I think I am? Who do I think I am? I actually tried to like pull it. All right, hold on. The lower the better, chat. The lower the better. Shit, maybe I should have kept it on. Nah, trust. I like what we got. Trust. Trust this. Trust. Keep moving order. You're not gonna get a fill. That's okay. I know. I shouldn't have touched it. It's okay though. I have DOM syndrome. Staring at the DOM and thinking that I can guess the next price. Let's get 300 likes? That would be incredible. That would be incredible. Maybe I should have stayed. Maybe I should have kept the order at 92, chat. I was getting paranoid I was going to get flushed out on. I was getting paranoid, bro. I was getting paranoid. What do you want to say? I got paranoid, okay? I got paranoid. I got paranoid that I was going to get flushed on. That's the truth. It's coming down, don't worry. Where's that guy that was trying to pass the eval in 4 minis? Give us an update. Did you get it passed? What's up? What's good, Rudy? Welcome in. Hey, Funny, appreciate the follow, Funny, on YouTube. Man, we should have kept that order in. We would have already been close to TP. I should have kept it in. So I want to jump in when I'm scared. Bro, if you're scared, then don't trade. I'm not even saying that in a certain type of way. Like, just don't. You need to be in a chill spot. Can't act out of fear, man. You can't act out of fear. If you need to build up some confidence, then just size down. Trade with a micro. Get a couple wins under your belt. Build you some confidence. Get rid of the trading scaries. Get rid of them, and you'd be good, man. Like in every movie ever, you gotta learn to embrace the fear. Real simple, son. There's a kilo of Colombian Bam Bam under the car, and you're looking at 10 to 20. Now get driving. Oh, this market is slow. Who knows what movie that's from? Goated movie. Damn, we should have bought. Chat, we're all delusional when we're looking at this thing move around 5 points and we're like, man, nah, I agree. We should have bought. Nobody knows what movie that's from. Disappointing, chat. It's from Talladega Nights. Are we getting any static in the mic? I feel like I'm talking too close to it. What are we doing here? We are tweaking out. No static, no popping, no pop. All right, man. We would have been in this trade already if I just kept my order in. I feel like a dummy. Price in action. Yo, Eminem with the follow. Appreciate it, bro. Well, we're about 10 points off those lows. This would have hit TP. I should have kept that order in. That's why you don't look at the DOM. Man. How small does my head look now? You trade only DOM. You don't even look at the charts. Really? Really? Wow, that's interesting. That's an interesting one. Oh, look, they got the high a day listed out and the low a day. Trading only DOM. Yeah, like footprint charts and stuff. Yo, Sam with the follow. Appreciate everybody, man. Look, I know y'all could be watching more, high action streams, so I do appreciate it. I do appreciate it. Just trying to keep it very real and transparent as to how trading can be, man. And this is just what it is sometimes. Sometimes it's like this. Although I should have stayed in at 192. That was a Dumbo move. That was stupid. That was stupid. I had a bid in at 192 and I pulled it, thinking that I was a genius. Well, shit. My TP hit? Nice, nice, nice. I'm glad, I'm glad. All right, let's look at like Bitcoin. Oh wow, Bitcoin. I got nothing. We need a headline right about now. It's headline time. It is headline time. If we ever needed a headline, it's now. How to master the skill of patience. Yeah, man. I'm no master of patience, but I'm definitely getting better at it. And it's definitely harder to do whenever I do feel obligated to take trades because I am on stream, and I am a people pleaser, bro. I do not like wasting people's time. So the fact that I'm not in a trade is saying a lot to my patience right now, which is good. Man, the main thing is just like you just gotta know, like it maybe your strategy doesn't require you to be very patient for entries, but I'm trying to incorporate that a little bit more in mine. And just being very selective and patient with the entries requires you to not do a lot, which is boring, which isn't very great for live streaming, but once you have been patient enough, and then when you do catch a trade and you were very patient for it and you're very selective and it works and you feel the reward of that, then waiting in 50 minutes to an hour for a trade doesn't really matter that much at the end of the day. Yeah, it's better when you hit a trade that you're very patient for, right? That feels better than maybe just like impulsively getting into something. I mean, that feels good too, but being patient, following it like a system, and getting into a trade that required a lot of patience feels better because you're doing something. You're doing something right. Y'all see Top Step was trading it up. They were very active. I've never seen them that active before. Today, like especially during power hour, they're getting in and out of trades like nobody's business. they end up. I'm not sure, but they're a lot more active than they used to be. I will say that. Yeah, we're testing the lows again. So here's the thing, guys. If I'm using this as a range trade and I want to see that, the whole trade is that I just want to see. I wanted to see that first reaction. Now that we're testing it again, the whole context is different. That first reaction is typically going to give you, if we're going to hold this, the first touch of that level. And of course, I took my order out of the way, so I can't complain that I didn't get filled, but the first touch is going to be the strongest touch. So now that we come back, I'm not necessarily thrilled to get back in, because I don't know if buyers are as willing to accept it, right? Because we saw buyers, they stepped in on the first touch, which is great, but they weren't able to push or show continuation above, the midpoint of the range, or kind of fight back into the 20s, the 30s. So now, as we retest that, what does that say to the selling, right? The selling is currently stronger than the buying. So I'm not necessarily as interested at this level to try it again. I mean, it could work, but usually that first test is going to be your strongest test, right? And 10 points isn't very strong, but it still would have TP'd us, but it's okay. Anyways, the point is, right, the context is now different, right? Now it's a retest of a level that really failed to get a lot of strength. So now we wait. Once again, session lows are at like 177. Oh, all the way down here. Let's see how much we sell here. Let's see if we can get under the 90s. Does that make sense though? Like if I'm looking for, right, because we saw this was the edge of the profile. Usually if we're going to rotate, it'll be around the edges. But now that we've already came down, filled some of those buy orders, and then bounced, and now we come back down to it, right? There's less buyers, naturally. Because we already ate some of them up. Okay, now we're dumping. All right, session lows are 177. Do we hold? $10 points off low a day. This is a decent little move here. It's like a 20. This is the largest move we've seen so far tonight. 20-point candle in this 5-minute. It's pretty much one of the largest moves we've seen in a 5-minute candle so far. Okay, I got filled one at 183. Let's see if we can hold the session lows here. Wanted to fill 2, but only got 1. If we don't hold session lows, I could see continuation from, I mean, we could rotate from what is a balanced level, right? Where we're seeing kind of range bound price action. If we don't hold the lows, then we could very easily trade back into this previous range. So from one level to the next, if we don't hold the session lows, that could easily happen. All right, we're seeing continued lower highs off of this, but I think for me it's pretty cheap and simple trade to try to look for a bounce of about 10 points, maybe just back into maybe the midpoint of the range. VWAP sitting up there at 213. I think point of control was up there around 210s, so pretty damn cheap to get in here and try it out. But maybe it just sweeps, and if it does sweep, then I mean you could expect continuation back down into this next range. So it's as simple as that, but the risk is very, very tight, and that's fine. We lost 15 bucks, big deal. And now that we've invalidated support, we could once again extend into this previous range, which we're doing. So if then kind of, right? Not a big deal. Do I look annoyed? Not really. I'm glad it was only 1 micro, not 2. I did try to get into 2. Next level I would be interested in trying to buy it is the midpoint of that previous range. We see concentration of volume in there. Typically do see a reaction at the midpoint of that previous range, so I would try to buy it there. We're seeing a shit ton of volume. Do we have a headline? I mean, we're not seeing a lot of volume, but we're seeing a lot of movement. You play with bottom. I don't mind. I don't mind that trade. I like that trade. I like that trade. There ain't a damn thing wrong with that trade, Chad. I'm telling you. That was a good trade. It was cheap as hell. Nothing wrong with that. No headlines. Yeah, no. That's 50 points off the high from 205. The poop emoji works. That's hilarious. Hey, Chris, appreciate the follow on YouTube. I would look to buy the midpoint of this prior range here, right here at 135. It'd be 120 points from the session highs. It's a pretty decent move considering how low volume it's been so far. Oh, flushing a little bit. Look for short. Nah, no chance, no chance, no chance. I'm looking for it to bounce off the midpoint of that New York sessions kind of value area, right there in the middle. I'd look for a bounce. Preferably just like strong directional selling all the way down to it, and then I would like to see like kind of an exhaustion bounce. Now, if this builds a lot of structure as it comes down, I wouldn't love it, but honestly, we'll be asleep by that point if we don't get a stronger push. I would like to see a strong push, then bounce. I don't want to see it try to put in, structure beforehand. I want to see it dump into it, then bounce and put in structure. Yeah, oil and gold are closed. They are closed. So we are forced to trade this garbage. I told you to do sells. No, a lot of y'all told me to sell, I think, but I just don't listen to y'all. All love, man, all love. I just didn't agree with the sells. I am glad that y'all made money on it, though. You're up 1K? Nice, bro, nice. You were asking for a ton. What do you mean I'm asking for a ton? What am I asking for? I'm not asking for anything. If I'm not in a trade, I'm not asking for anything. If this happens, then I'll do this. Now, if I was in a buy position and said, okay, my target's all the way up here, I want to see boom, I want to see it go all the way, that would be asking. I'm not really asking for anything. I'm sitting here and waiting for opportunity. Well, we got to stay alive now, guys. We're seeing a sell-off a little bit. We got to stay alive now. We might get into a trade here. Once again, I'm looking for the midpoint of that New York Sessions value area. Right there in the middle of that bad boy. That's why I want it. Maybe a little bit under this low here. Maybe the lower third. But yeah, that would be a decent little move to get all the way down there. Well, let's see how low we can go. We're about 100 points off the session highs, which is pretty damn far away, considering how low volume it's been. Take it easy, SRC. Hey, bro, what's up, Vinny? How you doing? Hey, what's up, Johnny? Tampa in the house. Love to hear it, man. Love to hear it. Hopefully y'all are having a good night. See if we can get a little bit lower here on NQ for a possible dip buy. Hey, appreciate the kind words, Vinny. Appreciate the kind words. Plan on joining slow markets again. Possibly Tuesday. Possibly Tuesday. Think that people will be unloading before the long weekends. It's a good. I mean, yeah, I don't think you should. Possibly. I'm trying to figure out how I want to word this. I don't think you should use that as like a reason to say, okay, like I'm gonna be super strict about like I'm only shorting and I believe this with so much confidence. I'm gonna use a lot of size on this trade, sure, like you know what I mean. But kind of try to be unbiased as possible. If you believe that, and I could see the argument for that, then okay, maybe okay if I'm in a long trade, let me get out because maybe I don't expect too much rallying, but here's a decent little dip buy. I would say like use that you're trading a little bit, but don't go too crazy into the markets. Just trade what you see. You know what I mean? With that as your basis, but maybe yeah, there could be some selling because of the weekend. Sure. Appreciate that, Rochin. Appreciate that. All right, might see new lows here. New lows at 157. Where should I put this $100 right now? Not financial advice. Go get $100 worth of gas before the prices go up again. Which plan to use at Alpha? I use the standard plan. I don't need anything crazy. But yeah, Alpha for the next, I think it ends tonight. Code BPC50 to get 50% off one account with Alpha. It is limited to one account, but that's a deep discount because Alpha doesn't usually do discounts like that. Is it 2 Alpha? I think it's 1 Alpha account. Is it 2? Trade Bitcoin? No, we're watching M and Q. Wow. What's happening? What's happening? Little 10-point flash. All right, come on, NQ. We need to see a dump under 150s here. Or it's bedtime for me. Trump headline. No shit. Our military, greatest and most powerful by far anywhere in the world, has not even started destroying what is left in Iran. Little headline, little small headline. Saying the same old. Yeah, the market should be open at least for prop accounts until 8 a.m. I believe. So yeah, this will trade through, and then London, and then early close at 8 a.m. Or I think it closes at like 10, but you have to be out at 8. 8 a.m. you got to be out of your trades. Man, we were just flashing around this 10-point range with like no volume to show for it. I want to take a dip buy. I mean, we're far off the high day. We're far from VWAP. I want to take a dip buy, but not here. All right, if we can't get a dip buy by 10 o'clock, we'll get off. Three-bar reversal. I don't really maybe. I mean maybe, but this, well, you need this to candle to flip green and close above 170, right? It is important to know that there's not a ton of volume, so I don't feel like these patterns are as effective whenever there's not a lot of volume. The bear flag worked great before that. Yeah. This is just too slow telling you, man. I'm waiting for this low to get cleared, see what the continuation looks like below the 50s, and possibly getting too long for like 10 points. That's my main goal. 10 points back up. I'd be looking for a dip buy. I'd be looking for a dip buy. If I got in, I would be looking for a dip buy. And I say 10 points, maybe more like now that the ATR is... I mean, we're definitely getting some volatility here, so 10 points is probably a more reasonable target. Maybe 15 points. Ever feel like sometimes we overthink markets as traders, and it's just easier turning your brain off. I feel like I have no idea what I'm doing in these markets right now. Yeah, man, you should do. I mean, you should be trading. It should be pretty simple. It should be pretty simple. I understand where you're coming from with that one. I understand where you. I think the more you overthink it, the more difficult it is, and there's a lot of strategies that overthink it. But find a strategy that works for you. Find a way to learn it that's very simple. Simplify it well. And the main goal, man, is to buy it when it's low, when the risk is defined and you know, it's got a good chance of working out, obviously. And sell it when it's high, man. Buy it low, sell it high. That's what we're trying to do. You don't want to do too much of trying to get in after it's already sold, looking for more selling. You know what I mean? In my opinion. I don't say don't fight the trend, but I mean, we're not in. This is kind of just a rotational consolidation sideways area. So trying to just shove your way into a short right here feels, although it might give you a little trade, it just doesn't feel like my style. Hey, appreciate that. Appreciate that, Lai. Juan in your other account. Cool, man. Yo, what's good, Fonz? How's it going? You don't know when to get out of the trade. Yeah, then you need to figure out a system that makes sense for you as far as like where to get out of the trade. Like if you're doing what I'm doing here, which is trying to eye up a possible dip buy off of this level, like realistically, where would the stop go? It'd go under the support, right? Because this is what's holding the trend intact. And then obviously it's a range trade on top of that. But once again, this is what's holding the trend intact. The fact that the market structure is able to hold higher lows, looking for a higher low here to hold possibly. But, right, we're looking to trade the range a little bit. So what would invalidate? Like I have no reason to hold this trade if it proves me wrong. And if it breaks under the range and keeps selling, then it's like, okay, man, this is no longer a range trade and we are selling off. So you need to know why you're taking the trade, and then need to know at what point does that trade not make sense, or at what point does that, if we're looking like at what point, yeah, does it not make sense, or what point would it be invalid? And then you just need to get out whenever it's invalid. And if you can't get out whenever it's invalid, it's probably because you can't accept how big of a loss it is likely to be, which means you're using too much size. So try to size down, that would help. All right, we'll wait till, man, I don't know. I don't know if we're going to get an entry on this bad boy. Your mental is shit. Yeah, because you'll be affected mentally, man, if once again, like you're risking, like there's money being risked. And everybody's affected mentally, right? I'm affected mentally by trading. You get emotional about it. You do this and that. So a good way to train yourself not to be as emotional, or, you know, not to be as mentally affected, is to literally size down. Size down to an amount where it's like, okay, I'm going to take this trade and I'm going to put my stop where... Holy shit. What the fuck? I'm going to put my stop where it's going to go, and I don't care if it hits, you know what I mean? I don't care if it hits TP or stop loss. It's, you know what I mean? It needs to be such small size that it doesn't matter to you that much. So like a micro. Wow. Can we not just flash a million points on, like... We have an insider here. Wow, got super lucky. Hey man, I would suggest you get the hell out of that bad boy. If you spike on low volume, it is not as likely to hold. Not saying it's going to come all the way back down, but lock something in, please. I've given up trying to hold. Like if I get lucky on a volatility spike, I'm taking profit on that. Yeah, we just ripped. 3,500 contracts traded there on that last on this 5-minute candle. Why did it spike? Nobody knows except for the insider. New regime leadership knows what must be done and must be done fast. Yeah. What is left tonight? Bridges next, then electric power plants. Why do you still use Top Step? Why wouldn't I use Top Step? So I had to stop in Marketville on that spike, and the slippage was so bad I still lost. His slippage was like 10 points. Damn. Damn. Yeah, I never feel like I get really great fills whenever we have like spikes like that. I always feel like I get the crappiest fills. Let's see if this is able to hold or not. We better have the hourly candle close here in 2 minutes. Yeah. Hey, JS, Robert, appreciate the follows, y'all. You guys trade in London? No, we will be getting out. I will be getting out of here in probably a couple minutes here, unless something else interesting happens. But now this is pulled a lot further away from where I was interested in possibly getting in, and it's on the back. It's due to a headline, which I just don't typically like. I like to let markets reset after headlines, right? Because sentiment's all skewed and messed up. I want to see some. I want to see what the next 30 minutes look like. I want to see some market structure form. Are we able to hold it? Do we like this news? Do we not? I don't immediately try to trade off of that BS headline shit. I just don't do that. Except last night when we traded oil while Trump was talking. That's an exception. If there's volume supporting it, I'll do it. Right now we don't have volume supporting it. Like last night was an exception because there's a lot of volume and it was a momentum trade. This just spiked up, and it's just like now we're floating like a fairy again. There's no volume up here. Like look at the volume drop off here. Horrible, horrible. You know, it's a good way to think about it. Think about that. All the volume we saw right there on that spike just probably absorbed all of the liquidity that we're going to see for like the next hour. Like expect this to just chop to shit right now. All right, traders. I think we're going to get out of here. Man, I appreciate y'all hanging out for me. All for a down $16 P&L. So just to recap, I tried to take that buy off of the edge of the volume profile. I got a damn good fill. We got in at 88, and then we stopped out as we broke the session lows, which was fine. And then I was thinking of possibly getting in again at the previous midpoint of that previous value area, like 120s, but it didn't come down. So just kind of nothing really. But there was a decent trade short here, you know, down to here. Then there was a decent long there because we just had a headline. But tricky. At least we're pretty much break even, so I don't mind that. Do not mind that. Yeah, you just came back because of the spike. Yeah, that's a good spot to call it, man. I will say, dude, if y'all gonna take any advice that I give you right here, it's a true statement about that. Like, we just saw a spike in volume. I would not immediately try to start trading this until things settle down. Just not a good idea. But that's just my opinion. Y'all follow y'all systems and all that good stuff. And we're gonna get out of here, man, because I'm gonna go hang out, work on some other stuff. And there's no headline. There's like a little, he just said something, but yeah. All right, guys, I'm going to be out here, man. God bless y'all. Take it easy, and I will see y'all on Sunday night. Sunday night, man. LL Tech, appreciate the follows, guys, right at the end. All right, guys, take it easy.